It's the 11 o'clock show. It's St. Patrick's Day. So give a top of the morning welcome to your host, Mr. Ian O'Lee.
Oh, you guys, huh? Here's to you, Daisy Mackenzie. Thank you, good evening. We've all entered into the spirit of the night. I've got myself a lovely glass of Guinness.
I've got a four-leaf clover.
And I've come as a lovely Irish leprechaun, so I have.
Mackenzie, firstly, that is really offensive. That's just stereotyping the Irish.
It's quite racialist.
Yeah, lose the potato, the Daniel O'Donnell, just lose the whole thing. Lose it all.
Can I keep the hat?
No.
Oh, let me keep the hat.
No.
Beard?
No.
Tunic?
Yeah, keep that. I like that. That's good. OK, the news is a strange fish. Sometimes you catch it, other times it escapes your murderous hook and swims off to have dinner with its fishy girlfriend. Luckily, on the 11 o'clock riverbank, bit of Guinness on my lip there, we have Tommy Vance to catch the news, or the pike. And his net, or agenda, is vast, and it's made of videotape. Here's his catch of today's headlines.
Wednesday, March the 17th. And after yesterday's EU resignations, brand new commissioners take the reins. Here's one, here's another. Hang on, I know that ginger gob, and there's that pig Britain. Christ, it's the same bloody lot. I thought they'd resigned. Oh, well, my mistake. Carry on, Kinnock. Keep up the good work. From the husband of Glynis to Martin McGuinness, and the peace process rolls into D.C. Mo Mowlam gets an award for her lifelong services to Coates. Who does she think she is? Sharon Stone? From handing weapons back to a megalomaniac. And Murdoch's bid for Man U gets the red card from the Monopolies Commission. They can only be overruled by the DTI, and they can't be overruled by anyone, except Rupert Murdoch. From an Australian shite to a beachy head light. And push me, please, 'cause I'm close to the edge, says the Beltoot Lighthouse. They're rolling it back on grease rails. Just look at it move. That's the fastest lighthouse I've ever seen.
No one likes a laugh more than brave blind Education Secretary David Blunkett. But yesterday the joke was on him when it took a whopping 14 seconds to work out the simple sum 12 by 9 on Radio 4's morning news. Although if you look at his rough working, you can immediately see where he went wrong.
But to be fair, it may have taken him 14 seconds to do that sum, but it only took him 12 seconds to make this lovely clay head of Lionel Richie.
It's 108. Following Blunkett's blunder, People's PM Tony Blair launched Maths 2000 yesterday afternoon. Great title, but what does it mean? Well, the idea is to make kids better at sums by making maths fun. Look at this genuine example from today's newspaper. Put 15 buttons in 3 boxes so that each box has 3 more buttons than the one before. That's not fun, that's haberdashery. They're obviously looking at the wrong stories. They need to pick up on stories like these. It's in all the papers today. Sent home the girls whose skirts were too short. An excellent chance to teach the kids in terms they understand. Let me explain. I've got a flip chart here. Crook, Donovan, pay attention. I shall say this only once. Graph 1 here. The chances of getting a bit with a cool fifth former. Well, the shorter your skirt, the higher the percentages of you getting a snog. Fair enough. Chart 2. Chances of getting a bit with Chris Woodhead, the head of Ofsted. Now, he's a bit of a ladies' man with the sixth formers, and it's a mathematical certainty that no matter how short your skirt, he's going to bone you. That's just one fun way to learn maths, but films can also help, such as autistic buddy movie Rain Man. Now, Crook, you've been annoying everyone in your house by watching it day and night all the time, haven't you?
Yes, sir.
And we've got a little test here. Got some matches here. I want you to count how many there are.
40 matches. 40 matches in the box. 40 matches in the box.
Well,
40 matches in the box. 40 matches.
That is absolutely amazing. How on earth did you do that?
Says so on the box. Says just one in the box.
And if you do have an autistic child and are planning to try this at home, then please use safety matches.
A report out this week reveals that by the age of 12, children have learnt to hate the Hun, which begs the question, what takes them so long? Ian Lee,
Hello.
hello, went to Europe to find out if the kids are right.
If European unity is to become a reality, then we need to know exactly how much we can rely on our European partners. I've come here to Brussels to find out just how helpful they really are. If someone came up to you in the street, a stranger, and asked you for help, would you help them?
Probably.
If someone asked you what the time was, would you tell them?
Yeah, no problem.
If they asked you for directions, would you tell them?
If I know it, no problem.
If they just murdered their wife, would you help hide them?
Probably not.
So it would appear that Europeans think they're generally quite helpful. But as we all know, you can't believe a word they say. With this in mind, I decided to put them to the test. You can help me carry this bag. It's quite heavy. I'm just sort of going right up the end of this street there. It's about half a mile up there. It's very heavy. It might be easier with the strap.
I take this one.
Okay. Could you just take it all? It's just. That's great. Thanks very much. It's quite heavy. Sorry. Oh, it's just some guns and things. Just some guns and grenades, yeah.
Which is heavy. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Sorry?
I'm not going to carry your bag, which is the most heavy. I'm going
Yeah.
to carry the most light.
Yeah, but this one's the lightest one.
Yeah, you carry the light.
I'll carry this one. If you carry the heavy one, that'd be great.
I can carry your lightest one, but not the heaviest.
Oh, thank you anyway. Monsieur, pardon-moi. Could you answer this? I'm not here. Could you take a message? Un message.
No, thank you.
Monsieur, please, monsieur. Please, monsieur, could you do me a great favour? Could you answer that? There we go. Just take a message. I'm not here.
Hello? No, nobody here. He is not here. He is out. I have no idea.
What did he say?
If you can't see his wife again, he will kill you.
Oh, really? Is that what he said? What did he say?
If you go near his wife again, he'll kill you.
Oh, really? Thank you very much. Merci. This is a picture of my wife. Now, she's just popped into the bar over there.
Yeah.
When she comes out, would you be able to kill her? Could you kill her? If you want to chat her up, get her in a cab, take her back to your place or to a park, and then it's going to be dark soon. Who's going to know? Parlez-vous anglais? A little. I've just killed some people. You couldn't hide me for 5 years, could you? No, I've killed somebody. Could you hide me? I've just killed some people. You couldn't hide me for a few days, could you? Just for a few days.
Police.
No, police. Moi. Oui. So there we have it. I'll be the first to admit that the Europeans are slightly more helpful than I thought they'd be. Perhaps there is a hope for Europe after all. This has been Ian Lee, the 11 o'clock show, Brussels. Men of Britain, I have a question for you. How strong are your sperm? There's obviously no need for sperm to be strong enough to punch a man or ride a horse, but the sad fact is, many of Britain's sperm are so weak, they couldn't even get inside a lady.
A report in the Sunday Times reveals that Britain's sperm banks are in crisis. For example, 3 out of 4 donors in the West Midlands are turned away because their semen has the consistency of wee.
This crisis has led to demands that Britain's ban on the import of European semen should be lifted, meaning that our traditional watery British stuff will be completely overrun by strong goose-stepping German juice.
But hooray! Today's Times brings news of a technique that could help us repel the German advance. Fertility doc Severino Antonori has perfected a technique for strengthening weak human sperm by rearing it in the testes of dead rats.
How the sperm gets there in the first place, I haven't got a clue. But hey, it works, and it's just what us British blokes need to grow the super sperm that will fend off the Germans. Stan Boardman, great hero of mine, thanks.
So, Dr. Antinori, we salute you. Your rat-grown semen is the toast of Britain. Cheers.
Don't worry, it's just shampoo or something, isn't it, Mackenzie? Oh, Mackenzie. The Daily Mail today published the worst cartoon since Fred Bassett. Got it here. Have a look at this. Not many jokes in it, but what they have done is morph Sophie Rhys-Jones into Princess Diana in just 6 steps. Daisy, how did they do that?
I'll tell you how they do that. You can see the changes, because Sophie comes out of it quite well. She does pick up a boxer's nose, but she loses her Ken Dodd teeth, and the price of her earrings goes up by a cool £60,000. Now, not only that, but her lips move progressively further away from Chris Tarrant's groin.
The likeness is uncanny. Why have we never noticed it before? Thank you, Daily Mail, for giving us the new Di. But who the hell is the new Dodie? Tell me, Mackenzie.
Well, we need someone who's rich, a bit of a playboy, dabbled in drugs, a bit thin on top. Michael Barrymore. Let's see how it works. Like Dodie, Michael likes to hang around on yachts with beautiful young girls. With a little airbrushing, we can make him look younger. One step on, and we've nearly got our man. And here he is, Barrymore, the new People's Prince. Later in the show, I'll show you how to get from Prince Edward to Dale Winton in one easy step.
After the break, Rich Hall comes to us live from New York, and Ali G gets an education in education from former Education Minister Sir Rhodes Boyson. Before that, it's time to meet another politician as Simon Michael Simon goes off in search of another celebrity signature.
Hello, it's Simon Michael Simons here, and I'm in London town. Mr. Lorimer has sent me here because he wants me to get the autograph of the independent MP for Tatton, Martin Bell. Now, I've got the book here, and I'm very nervous and tense. It's all butterflies, and I just hope that I'm not going to be sick. Anyway, I suppose I'd better go and get the man. It was a man in a white suit, Martin Bell. Oh, I'm sorry. I was sick. I'm sorry, Mr. Bell. I was sick again. That didn't go very well.
Welcome back to the 11 o'clock show. Martin Bell there, famous for wearing different coloured shoes. Little known fact there. Just time now to reveal the answers to our John Prescott quiz. We had an overwhelming response, and the answers are as follows. Question 1, a top resort in the Maldives. Question 2, a bit like a whale. Question 3, he ate all the pies. Question 4, the answer was a fact-finding mission. However, we would have accepted holiday, jolly, freebie, junket, or abuse of taxpayers' money. And this week's winner is a Mr. Jack Cunningham from Cumbria. Lucky Jack will jet off on Concorde for free to New York for free, where he'll stay in a top hotel for free just because he can. Time now to join Vietnam vet, former White House aide, third man on the moon, and close personal friend of Henry Winkler. It's Rich Hall. How are you, Rich?
Hi, Ian. I'm fine. How are you? You big marshmallow breakfast pastry item?
Cheeky Yankee Doodle Dandy. When I get my hands on you. Now, what have you been up to since we last spoke?
Yankee is the operative word. You know, Americans, Ian, have this thing called the Declaration of Independence, and we like to get it out and read it every once in a while because it promises the pursuit of happiness. Huh? And I've been pursuing happiness all my life, and look at me. But there is one place in America where I think you actually can pursue happiness, and I found it earlier this week. It's called Montana. I filed this report. Now, I don't know what your idea of the pursuit of happiness is. Probably cruising down the highway in an open-top convertible doing 95 miles per hour, or maybe kicking back with a cold, frosty, alcoholic beverage. Maybe it's shooting off a six-shooter. Well, here in Montana, you can do all three, legally. And if that doesn't make you happy, then get the hell out of America. People in Britain they'd be horrified to hear that you could drive along with a gun in your car.
A gun?
Revolver.
Revolver?
Yeah.
You can have a gun in your car.
Okay. Loaded.
Loaded.
As long as you're not shooting anyone.
As long as you're not shooting anyone.
Excuse me, where are your handguns?
They're in the back, sir. Just help yourself.
So let me just recap this. I can do 100 miles per hour down the highway, can have an open beer, and I can have a 6-shooter. Can I have my seatbelt undone?
No, you have to have your seatbelt on.
Is that all right? I can drink one of these.
You could have one of them open in your car. Yep.
How about this?
Legal. Perfectly legal.
I'm just going to be waving this around
No.
like...
No,
That'd be pushing it too far.
You would be pushing it real. Yeah.
This is me enjoying my freedom.
Okay.
Let's see. All right. Like
You
this.
got that.
Maybe driving with my knees a little
You
bit.
drive. Okay. Well, I'd take you back where we're off beside the highway, and I would ask you what your problem was for the simple reason, you know, if you were driving with your knees, that'd be very unsafe.
Dan, I just want you to know, this is the happiest moment of my life.
Cause tramps like us, baby, we were forced to run.
Thanks, Rich. That truly was American strength. So what's happening with the Clintons over there?
Oh, yeah. All right, did you see this picture? It's all over the British papers today. It looks like they're heading for a big, big fight, and being an American, of course, and an expert on fight analysis, I can tell you right now that Clinton, this isn't going to work for him. He's using that right arm. He's trying to get a hug. He's trying to pull her into him, but she's standing up. She's dodging. She's weaving. She's fighting with her head. She's really fighting with her head. And this move has worked for Clinton in a lot of previous bouts with other women. It's, you know, brought him down, so to speak. But it's not going to work with Hillary. And I'm predicting a big draw. Big draw.
Well, Rich, thanks a lot. We'll see you next week, I guess.
Yeah? All right. Okay.
Take care. The papers today are full of Paul McCartney's acceptance into New York's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But only one paper covers the event in full. It's the Sun's Bizarre page, and it claims it's...
The only column Sir Paul invited to his big night.
And not as many people thought.
The only column that could be asked to turn up to a has-beens bash.
So what else have they got wrong? Let's find out what the papers ought to say in our regular feature called, by coincidence, What the Papers Ought to Say. The Sun reveals...
Paul looked close to tears as he was joined on stage by rock legends Billy Joel, Eric Clapton, Bruce Springsteen, Bono, Lenny Kravitz and Bette Midler.
What they meant to say was...
He couldn't get Fatboy Slim.
It goes on to reveal that Paul...
feared he would never be able to play on stage again without Linda, but at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, he seemed to have conquered those demons.
When what they meant was...
Paul was seen laughing as he queued for a rare steak sandwich and a bucket of chicken and hot wings.
And finally, Paul told The Sun...
It's been a devastating year, but over the past couple of weeks, I've been back at the Abbey Road studios working with Dave Gilmour of Pink Floyd on some rock and roll songs.
When what he meant was...
I've got a new CD available in the spring. Please buy it.
And Paul, if you're watching, we're really all looking forward to hearing what comes out of those recording sessions. Can't fail to be excellent music. Daisy!
Hello.
I'll have 3 from the top, 1 from the middle, and 5 from the bottom. That's countdown. But sadly, in real life, when it comes to maths, the kids in classes just don't touch Carol Maths 2000 Vorderman. But one-time headmaster Sir Rob Boyson would probably like to. In part 2 of his exclusive interview with Ali G, he discusses Britain's education system.
Yeah, don't stop. It goes out to the crew up top. That's it.
So what is education, Sir Rod?
Education is for beginning literacy and numeracy, because then without
what
those you
them?
can't.
What does that mean?
The numeracy means the adding up, Literacy means being able to read and write.
Is it okay to do one of them without the others?
I think you're better with the two.
Let's bring it down a bit. What is an exam?
An exam is a test as to whether you can have learnt what you should have learned.
So when are you allowed to cheat?
I don't think cheating does anybody good anywhere.
What happens if you have a microchip put in your head and there's your mum on the other side with a computer? She is doing the answers into your head and she's clever or whatever, and you're writing them down. Is that cheating?
Yes.
So, what about the math? What do you reckon about the math? Do you rate the math, or do you rock the math?
The maths.
The math. The math.
What's the math?
You know, 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know. No, that's right. Very good.
But why don't they teach proper math in school?
What do you mean by proper maths?
Why do they teach in kilos and grams when you should really deal in ounces, quarter of ounces, eighth of ounces? You know, all my work is in ounces.
Well,
why don't they modernize and teach in ounces?
I prefer the old ones. As being a traditionalist, I would have the old things back again.
Wicked. And you need to know about quarter of ounces, eighth of ounces, all that kind of thing.
Well,
a lot of my
particularly
work
if
is to do
you're
with
doing
that.
baking or anything of that kind, you'll have to
baking,
get that. For real.
Whatever
I
you
make
call
my
it.
own breakfast every day.
I make my own breakfast.
Very good.
So, I mean, whoever bought a kilo of anything, you know, apart from my mate Dave, and he's down for a 14-year sketch. You know what I mean? What is that useful for, the kilo?
I'm not certain that the kilo is of great one.
So, Rod, do you think there should be mixed schools?
I think there should be a choice for parents and the pupils themselves.
Do you not think, though, if you have mixed schools, all the boys will spend all their time chasing math, and all the girls will spend all their time just preparing their math?
I think that if the school is running proper, if they're in well-controlled, that school, that it's right.
But me got an A+ in Punani, but me failed my exams. Because me was so into the chasing the bit of...
Well, you'll have to, that's your fault. I think overall, single-sex schools work better than mixed schools.
But don't you think single-sex girls' schools, they just breed, you know, people who drink from the fairy cup?
Well, never having drunk from the fairy cup, I don't know what the liquor is in it. But
you know, you know.
But
you know, them girls that is drinking from the fairy cup, that like to eat from the bushy plate. You know what he's getting at?
Yes, I know what you're getting at.
You were shown that education is something wicked. Education is something special. And more than that, education is something we need throughout the nation.
Yeah.
If we're gonna get into
the
space station.
Yeah.
Respect, booyakasha.
Right.
Big up.
That's it from tonight's mathematically challenged 11 o'clock show. I'm off to brush up on my algebra.
I'm off to square my pie.
And I'm off to count my sperm.
Good night.